By the way, when you read the book of Acts, people ask me all the time, Brother Ron, if water baptism is not a requirement for today, it's not. The one baptism is a spiritual baptism. The Spirit of God baptizes us into the body. Then why was Paul baptized? Why did he baptize in the book of Acts? Because during the transition of the book of Acts, Acts is a book of transition, okay? You got to notice as a student, it's transitioning from law to grace. It's transitioning from the nation of Israel, the focus, to us Gentiles, or the body, okay? Get God's earthly program to his heavenly program, okay? So you can't take your doctrine about, especially about the Apostle Paul from Acts. How do you get from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the four Gospels, all of a sudden God is dealing with the Romans through Philemon and Paul's epistle to the Gentiles? Well, you need a bridge. You need a transition. How did he go from just dealing with Israel only, okay, to now he's dealing with the Gentiles, all the nations? You need the book of Acts, and it fits right in between Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John and Paul's epistles. And then after that, once God's done with us, he's going to go back to the Hebrew people. The Hebrews are the people of Abraham. So Hebrews through Revelation fill out their kingdom program on the earth. Where we at now is in Paul's epistles. This is called the dispensation of grace, where it's Gentile grace today. But there was a period in the book of Acts, from Acts 9 when Paul is saved, through Acts 28, where there was a fall of Israel, a diminishing of Israel. God was provoking them. So you got to remember, it's a transitional book. In Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, all the way back, to the Old Testament, Exodus chapter number 15, Exodus chapter number 29, Israel's going to be a kingdom of priests, okay, and a holy nation. The priest had a couple of ordinances. They had to be washed with water, so they had to be baptized and anointed with oil. That's the type of John's baptism. That's the type of the Spirit of God coming down. That's why when Jesus was baptized by John, although he had no sin, he had to fulfill all righteousness. He's going to be the priest, so he had to be water baptized, and then the Spirit of God came down, a type of the oil. And that's what water was part of that, John's baptism, okay? Well, if you were a Jew who believed on Jesus as your Messiah during the book of Acts, you were getting water baptized. Paul was water baptized, all that. Now, it changed in Acts chapter 10 as far as the use of water baptism, because Acts 10, Cornelius, a Gentile, gets saved, and before he was ever water baptized, the Spirit of God came, he was saved. But that's after Paul was saved, so nobody really knew that. Paul learned